Hey Mike, it's Colin. Yeah, I can understand the frustration, but I'll give you a rule of thumb to go by. If it's not being used in the template, then it's not something I've styled or set up for use in that template. But I've left it in there because if you've worked with other previous templates, you may actually have use for that sort of a thing. But I don't go and restyle all the little bits and pieces I have in there and position them so you can just immediately turn them off and on. That's something you're going to have to do as what I'm doing the video here. But just so you know, if you don't see it in the template, like in the page being used, then it's something that's only there to use if you've had any experience with it. Yeah, the tutorials aren't going to match because it's not used in the template. I'm not going to put a tutorial online for something that's not being used. I hope that makes sense. So, in a nutshell, if you don't see it, it's there, but it's one of those things you're going to have to sort of style yourself. So if we just open up Dreamweaver here, right? We take a look at the site. Oops, look at my video pause there for a second. So styles.css. Okay. So in here, like I said, I just leave the stuff from the other templates in here in case you ever want to use it, but you'll have to sort of at your discretion figure out where it goes. Okay. So here's our themed object right here. Okay. It's set to position absolute top right, but the visibility and the display I've just yanked it out of there, so you have to take this out to start with. Okay, and then I'll go put something in the themed object. I'm going to get rid of these extra folders here first, just so it's going to be faster to update my library pages. Okay, so let's go find something to stick in there. Actually, I want something smaller. I'm going to use an icon here. So drag and drop that on. Click OK. Okay, so there's our little themed object right there. Hit save. Update. Cool. And there's our styles.css. Let's just save it. So let's just open up a page and see what it looks like so far. Right. There we go. It's right over here. So now let's say you want to reposition it. So you just go back into Dreamweaver, go to the styles right here. So the top position is 50. The right position is 0. So if you wanted to change it and make it a little bit further from the right, maybe make it 20px or something like that, then you can save, right? And there it is. Now keep in mind, it's positioned absolute, so it'll fit wherever in the head, right? So if I widen the page out, it's always going to be that many pixels from the right side of the page. Okay. I'll show you a trick. Let's say you want to position it right under here, under the logo. So we're going to have to go with changing this from right to left. And top, we're probably going to have to go 50, 70, 80 or so. Let's go with 80, like so. Okay, and then we hit like that. But now it's over here because it's positioned absolute to the page and not to anything else in the header. So let's say we want to get it positioned right in here. Then the better choice is going to be to use the graphic logo library page, because that one is positioned within the header. The themed object you can position anywhere in the page, same with the custom components, but the graphic logo is specifically designed just to go within the header, right? So just open up the graphic logo, go to your themed object, just grab that snippet of code, pop it in here, like that, hit update. And then same thing, we're going to go back and go to the styles, and this time we're going to go to the graphic logo instead of the themed object. Right, and it's just a matter of, you can put any div in the template. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can put any div you want within the template DWT and just reposition it or position it wherever you want. Right? So if you go in here, you can sort of follow the code that's already here. Here's a graphic logo container right here. Right? You can just copy and paste this again and again and again. You can create additional library items, right? This one here, and replace the the logo graphic with your own library item, and then you could go into the styles.css, copy the graphic logo this style right here. You can copy that, paste it down below, and then use positioning. Now, with the graphic logo, it's position relative, display inline block. And what that is going to do, let's just save the page here first, and let's see what's going on here. I'm going to close this down. I don't want to save it. Right, it's position relative, so it's just going to go right up here in the top left corner. Right. Now we can now change the position to absolutely, and then absolute, and then position it more down within the header, somewhere in here. Right. So let's just cheat. Let's go down to the tagline here. Nope. Screw it. Absolute. Inline block is fine. Top. Let's go with 80 px. Left. 100 px. Now we're going to do one other thing down here, and that's we're going to do dot row position relative. Okay. Because the Champion doesn't use any absolute positioning. It only uses relative positioning. In other words, it relies upon Bootstrap, put the logo here, the tagline here, and the menu here. There's no absolute positioning involved. Right? And that's why the tutorials don't match. And that's why I don't display other things on the page like the themed object or the graphic logo and I have them positioned absolutely. I wanted to keep it cohesive in one way. But a quick refresh of the page, and now the graphic logo is down here. So let's position it a little bit more. Oh, just a quick update. No, you don't need to do the row thing because it's already position relative. Right? So top. So now we can change this to 200. And maybe make it a little bit further. Let's go with top of 90. Anyways, I think hopefully you get the idea here. All right. And there you go. Okay, so yeah, sorry for the frustration, but you know what? If it's not already in the template, it's not going to be styled for the template, just so you know. I leave them there only for the convenience of if you want to use them, but you're still going to have to do your own styling and that sort of thing for it. Because I have no idea where you're going to put the themed object or the custom component or stuff like that. So the code is just there, and you can even put your own code in. So hope that helps answer your question.